Gentlemen, and welcome to Audio Game Extraordinaire. My name is Shelby Craig, and I am very, very happy to be here tonight. I would like to start by saying that this is a very special stream for me because I realize that we have just gotten up to 300 subscribers. I could not be happier about that. And I want to take a second to thank you all so much for all of the support that everyone has shown me. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for you guys, at least in my YouTube career. It has been such a joy and an honor to produce videos for y'all that everyone enjoys. I've certainly had my share of challenges, challenges along the way, and I realize that, as I'm sure you guys are aware, if you've seen my video, you know that the audio on some of them is, I thought about redoing some of the streams that were messed up, but the more I think about it, the more that I see it as sort of a, not necessarily a legacy, but more of like, trying to think of the right word for it. It's sort of a monument to all of the challenges that we have had to face in getting to the point where I am now. And I bet it is, those streams are just as frustrating for you guys as they were for me. So I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of my YouTube channel, for allowing me to produce game videos, that is, for you guys. And I hope that this will be the start of many, many more videos to come. Thank you guys for everything that you do. You guys are amazing, and I love producing videos for y'all. So thank you so much for just supporting me, spreading the word about my channel, and helping me to grow. I really, really appreciate that, and I am honored to be doing this for you guys. So, you may be asking yourself, what glorious thing are we going to do tonight? Well, I thought that this time it might be interesting to do something a little bit differently. I think tonight what I'm going to do is, instead of playing games is fun, but I do want a chance to get to know everybody in the community. I want a chance to really get to talk to you guys about certain things. You know, like how can I make my live streams better? Or what can I do to improve? And I also want to give you guys a chance to ask questions about streams. So I think that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'll be on for a bit. So if you guys want to send me any sort of questions that you have, I would be really happy to answer them to the best of my abilities. And before we get too deeply into this, I want to set some ground rules. I think you guys can ask me anything you want. I have no problem with that. But I want everybody to keep in mind that everybody has different opinions about certain things. And I'm very happy if all of us can share those opinions with each other. However, I do not want friendships torn asunder, and I don't want anyone to take any offense at what someone else might say, because we're better than that. You know, as a community, we should be better than that. You know, I would think that everyone here who is watching this would know better than to slit someone else's throat just because they say things that you don't like. I mean, everybody has opinions, and from opinions come ideas. So if ever I say anything that you don't like, or if you ever say anything that I don't like, I want to make a personal contract with you guys saying that, maybe contract isn't the right word, maybe promise is the right word, that I will not get offended, and I will not think any less of y'all for believing what you believe in, and I will not judge you for your beliefs. And in return, I sort of I want to ask for that same courtesy. You know, we all want to have fun. We all want to share ideas. So let's just try to be respectful about the way we do it. All right, anyway, that is the, so that's how it works. Okay, I am once again having to read my chat from my phone because, you know, hooray for YouTube, they updated again. And now the interface is all messed up, and now I can't read chat on the computer anymore. So, woohoo! YouTube's messed up. Okay. Oh, yeah, one of the first questions I want to answer, I've been getting a lot of comments about the podcast Bringing Light to Blindness. I promise it will not die again. I will not let it die again. But the delay that is keeping me now is that I am on a free plan with the company that helps me to produce my podcast. And on the plan, they only have a certain limited amount of space that you can use. And I'm not sure whether or not, if I don't do something now, that they won't delete my videos from the server. I don't know. But in any event, I will find a way to keep the podcast going. And I promise that in spite of this minor setback, the podcast will not die again. I won't let it die. Because I've been getting a lot of feedback and a lot of people seem to like it. So I will definitely be keeping the podcast open. You guys can rest assured that it will still exist. I don't want y'all to panic about that. So yeah, that's my major, that's the thing I wanted to talk about first. Let's see who all is tuned in.
Social reference folder, 3 app, social folder, 10 apps, 40 new, social folder. Home, photo and video folder, 7 app. Heading. YouTube, recently updated. YouTube, cat, notification, search, button, your account, button. Close, account, my channel, button. Audio game app, cast, search, more app, selected, home, Q&A stream for Friday, managed it, Q&A stream for Friday.
Alright, let's see.
Learn more. Chat message input. Send. Chat. Learn. Welcome. 20. 2. Top. Close. Top. 2. 20. 41. Coda Gray. Hello.
Hey Coda Gray, how's it going?
Top. Close.
Thank you so much for being here tonight.
20. 41. Do TC. Hey, what's poppin'? I was just listening to one of your podcasts, then I got the notification.
Hey DUTC, how's it going? I'm so glad that you're enjoying the podcast. As I mentioned before, I promise it's not dead. I won't let it die.
20. 41. Do TC. While playing Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge? I don't think I've seen that. Or heard of that, rather.
20. 42. Coda Gray. I'm in the middle of playing Neo. The World Ends With You demo.
Oh, Neo? I haven't played that yet. There's a lot of games that I haven't played. One of the games that I am going to play pretty soon is Skullgirls, because I've been getting a lot of requests for Skullgirls, so I will be playing that when I have some money that I can use to buy it.
20. 42. Do TC. Congratulations for the 300 subs.
Thank you so much to UTC. I'm so excited. I couldn't have done it without everyone's support, so thank you very much.
20. 43. Ezra W. Hey there, Shelby.
Hey Ezra W, what's up?
20. 47. Do TC. Why would they delete the videos?
Hey DUTC. So as far as deleting the videos, I guess they have some kind of policy where you can't take up more than a certain amount of space on their server unless you upgrade to a higher priced plan. So I'm probably going to have to do that pretty soon.
Welcome to Lit Chat. Learn more. 20. 49. Coda Gray. Pause your video on your mobile. You're echoing badly.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to use the, oh wait, I can just, okay. So, lesson learned, I can just pause it on the, okay, will the messages still update if I have it paused? Hopefully.
20. 49. Jordan Mahoney, The Blind World. I shall be my friend. Could you start stacking is cool.
Hey Jordan Mahoney, stacking? I've never heard of stacking Is that like, I mean, I know of command stacking, but that's an entirely different thing.
2049. You are. Hi.
Hey, Munawar, what's up? How's it going? In the next stream, I will probably be finishing up TDV2. Thank you again so much for that amazing game, because it's awesome.
15. Code array. Yes, it will.
Okay, cool. So I am getting confirmation that the messages will update. Awesome, thank you.
Custom emojis. Chat send, dim.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions that you want to ask about how I stream, or if you guys have any questions about me and my life in general, please feel free to write in. Also, one question that I want you guys to be thinking about is, I'm going to ask more generalized questions like, what do you guys want to see more of? Which videos do you absolutely despise? That sort of thing. And also, I think it's really cool if we just get to know each other a little bit, because, you know, what's a community unless you get to share things that you enjoy, talk about different things, maybe things that you don't enjoy, you know, that sort of thing. It's nice when you can develop friendships as well as enjoy videos and streaming games.
Chat message input. Send. Chat custom emoji. Hi. But show. This message is held for review. More information. 49. Umar. Hi. You're here. 49. Umar. Hi. You're hearing a loop back or something in the background.
Okay, yeah, the loop should now be fixed, maybe?
Now, verse of the day. Repent 2015. Code gray. Yes, it will. More information. This message is held for review. Jordan Mavany, the Blind World. Hey, are you subscribed to my channel? So love it if you want.
I think I am subscribed. If not, I will definitely do that if you can send me the link via Messenger. Jeez, I can't English very well today.
Show. Button. Show. 2051.
But I think I am.
2052. Umar. What do you do for hobbies?
So that's a good question. I have a lot of different hobbies. Some of my hobbies are a bit more difficult to do simply because I'm not in a geographic location where I can go out and do stuff much. It's kind of complicated to do things when you have to ask people to drive you everywhere, and let's be real, not everyone is going to always be available. So it's kind of tricky, but some of the things that I enjoy are cooking, working out. Well, maybe not the working out so much part, but I actually I started taking up a new hobby, and I started learning jujitsu. So that has been a good outlet for me. And I think it's important because it's good to have a way to defend yourself when you're out, especially in the case of if you're blind and a female. People are going to try to take advantage of you. And it's really, really a good thing if you look just like an ordinary person and then someone tries to attack you and, you know, you can just immobilize them. So it's a really good feeling. I'm hoping I can get to that point and actually remember what I'm supposed to do if God forbid I ever get attacked. Oh wait, because when you get attacked, they're not gonna stand around and wait for you to immobilize them. Oh wait, how do I do this again? Yeah, that's not gonna work. So it's challenging, but I enjoy it. I also enjoy a lot of sports like rock climbing, scuba diving, biking, hiking, that sort of thing. So lots of good stuff. And I'm actually, a couple of other things I like to do are reading and singing. I love reading books out loud, and I'm actually going to be starting up a secondary YouTube channel fairly soon. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I will get to it. And it's going to be nothing but me singing and doing covers, and also reading books out loud. So that is definitely in the works.
Custom emojis. 2052. Umar. Custom chat. Send. Chat custom 2051. 20. Custom emojis.
what about you guys? What are some of y'all's favorite things to do? Do y'all have any pets or anything? Or do y'all have any specific hobbies that y'all like?
Chat message, custom 20, 2TC. Shelby, when are you going to play FNAF Blind Mode?
Wait, okay, I knew FNAF has a blind mode, and I definitely want to play it, but how do you access it? Because I would love to play FNAF. One of the things that I've been dying to do is to get in touch with Scott Cawthon, the developer of Five Nights at Freddy's, and get him to make an accessible version of Five Nights at Freddy's from the ground up. I don't know how willing he would be to do that, but oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
50, Coda Gray, 52, UR, 55, 2TC. Shelby, when are you going to play FNAF Blind Mode? 56, 2TC. My favorite thing to do? I like freestyling with football balls.
Oh, nice. Freestyling with,
56,
football.
2TC. My favorite thing to do? I like freestyling with football balls.
Football balls. Okay, there you go. A funny story, I actually played Miracle League a lot when I was in high school. For those of you who don't know what Miracle League is, it's basically a baseball team for people with disabilities. I used to be really involved in playing Miracle League. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the getting up at 7:30 in the morning, Saturday morning thing, but I guess playing Miracle League made up for it. I've never been a morning person. I've always had trouble sleeping at night and then going to bed during the day. I still have trouble with that. I have all my life.
Custom emojis. Chat message in custom 20, 57, 2TC. You can freestyle with everything, but right now I can only do the freestyle football.
Oh, you can freeze. Oh, yeah. I would think it would depend on the. When you say freestyle, do you mean like dribbling the ball, or is it just tossing it around and stuff? Because I know sometimes if you're trying to freestyle by. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I would think it would depend on how heavy the ball is. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want to do something like that with a bowling ball. So.
56, 2TC. My favorite thing to do? 20, 57. Agent Howard. Hi.
Hey, Ajay. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name.
20, 57. Agent Howard.
Ajin Howard. I think that's how you say it. Sorry if it's wrong. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. We're doing a Q&A stream tonight.
20, 57. 2TC. Not dribbling. You do tricks with the ball.
Oh, you do. Oh, okay. You do tricks with the ball. That makes sense. Yeah, as a little kid, I've always enjoyed tossing balls around. Actually, it was kind of funny. In my second or third grade class, we loved to play what was called silent ball. And obviously, I couldn't see where the ball was, so they had to make some kind of noise to let me know where they were. So that's how we did it. And then there was this one time when the ball kind of went astray, and somebody ended up making a dribbling in the trash can. So. Yeah, needless to say, after the ball hit the can, the game was over because everybody was laughing so hard. So that was fun. Fun times.
20, 58. 2TC. Hey, Agent. 20, 58. Coda Gray. I feel more comfortable staying up all night and sleeping all day as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. I don't know if I actually have this or not, but I guess I do. I guess I have non-24. I've never really been diagnosed because I don't think as of right now there is a way to diagnose it, but non-24 is terrible if that is in fact what I have. I'm having some kind of problem regardless because I'll be fine in the morning if I get up at the right time, but then in the middle of the day, like 1, 2 o'clock, it's just like, oh my god, I can't keep my eyes open. So I run to get in the bed, and then I fall asleep, like literally 30 seconds later. It's like someone gives me a sedative or something and I just get knocked out. It's really bad. When I can't sleep, I typically stay up and watch YouTube videos or play video games. I'm pretty sure I get on my sister's nerves because sometimes I'll play games like Mortal Kombat 11 or something so they can hear my TV through the open door. Ah, jeez.
2058. Logic power. You would pronounce it agent.
Agent, okay. Agent. Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
2059. UTC. Code I could easily live like that without any problem.
Yeah, it's okay. The problem with that though is when you have to go to work or something, or in my case when I get a real job, I'm gonna have to be able to get up on time, and non-24 can make that extremely difficult. It's terrible. I kid you not, there are times when I've had to stay up all night long. I'll get a cup of coffee in the morning, and that's it. I'll go all throughout the day, and then I'll force myself to stay awake until it's time to go to bed at night. So it's a tough life. I think it's and plus it's really easy for your sleep schedule to get messed up. I think it only takes a few days for me to get my sleep schedule out of whack again, because something's gonna happen where I just sleep through the time that I'm supposed to get up, and then you have to start the vicious cycle all over again. So it has its advantages, but yeah, there are times when it can be really rough.
2059. Kevin Struska. I shall slightly smiling face.
Hey there, Kevin. How's it going, my man? What's up?
21. 191145. I shall be.
Hey there, 191145. How's it going?
21. UTC. Audio game extraordinaire. What's your favorite game?
My favorite game. Oh boy, that is a tricky question. I have so many. Top Gun. No, the Top Gun. I don't know where I got that. 3D Velocity 2 is a good one, and I'm not just saying that because Moonawar is here. It's good for a number of reasons. I love TDV 2. It's kind of sad because whenever I play simulators, I feel like I could be really, really good at those jobs if the circumstances for me were slightly different. Oh boy, it always makes me kind of sad whenever I see a plane fly by or watch a rocket launch on TV, because I've always wanted to do those things. And I've kind of gotten to the point where I have accepted that probably will not be the reality for me. But it still kind of gives me a pang of sadness every time I watch it, because I want to be out there doing those things. But due to the fact that I can't see, and due to the fact that there is something called mental abuse toward humans that stands in my way, aka math, that would be really, really tricky for me. Actually, it would be almost impossible. So, I don't know. I love games where I can actually do things like be a doctor or a pilot or something like that. Basically, any game that has challenge. Cosmic Rage will probably always be one of my favorite games, simply because there's such a vast number of things that you can do in that game. You're not just limited to one particular subject. You know, it can vary.
21. 1. Coded red. Mode same. 21. 2. UTC. This is always a tricky question, though.
Yeah, that can be a really tough question, but I enjoy tough questions. I enjoy a challenge. I guess I am kind of a strategist. I never really saw myself in that light until I got to college, but I guess it makes sense. I sort of am a strategist. I like to look at things from different ways and think about how I can get around whatever it is that's in the way. So I guess I am a strategist in that respect.
21. 3.
Hey there, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. J.M. Jax? I think I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but welcome. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. We're doing a Q&A stream tonight.
Custom emojis.
Did anybody have any questions that they wanted to ask about about how I stream games or anything like that? I know there's not a whole lot of tutorials out there for how to do things like this. As far as the microphone that I'm using, I'm using my Yeti now. I used to use my internal, and that was terrible. So yeah, I use OBS for recording and broadcasting videos. And for the platform that I use Restream, which that's a really good platform. I kind of wish that there was a standalone app for streaming.
Now, NASA tweet. ICD.
Shush. I really wish that there was a standalone app that they produced that would let you stream games and stuff. Discord is okay. I'm still playing around with it. I tried streaming with it a few times, but every time I try to stream, my voice doesn't go through. It's only the computer. Actually, no, I've got it the wrong way. My voice goes through, but the computer audio does not. So I'm trying to find better apps than OBS that I can use to record and stream. Because if I'm being honest, there's really not a whole lot of accessible apps out there for streaming. So we'll have to see how it goes.
21. 1. Coda Greg. 21. 2. TC. This is always a tricky question. 21. 3. J. And Jax. Hi. 21. 6. Agent Howard. I have yet to find a laptop that has a good internal microphone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got this laptop hoping that the internal microphone would be really good, and yeah, it's not. Though that also might be because the designers decided to put it on the bottom of the computer. I don't mean like the bottom front, I mean like the actual bottom of the computer. I don't know who designed that, but geez, that was a terrible design factor on their part. Speaking of which, I heard that Windows 11 was coming out soon, and I am personally not looking forward to that. New interface, new everything, so I don't know if I like that. I still like, I think Windows 7 was a really good Windows year. Windows 7, Windows 8. That was good. Okay, how about I ask y'all a question? Do y'all have any sort of pets? I have 2 beautiful kitties. One of them is a yellow cat. He's a big boy. He's like 18 pounds or something. Well, I think he's 16 pounds now, but he has so many nicknames, and not all of them are nice. But he's a big ball of fur, and all he wants in life is food. That is literally all he wants. One of my other kitty, some of you have probably met if you watched one of the Survive the Wild streams. And her name is Valentine. She is a real sweetie. She's the cuddler who loves to come in and jump up on my lap and get all up in your business when it's cold outside. So she's a really sweet kitty. And she's solid black, except for a solid patch of white on her chest. And she has golden... Actually, she has green eyes, but when the light hits them, my parents told me that they turn gold. So she's a really sweet kitty. I love her so much. She's been sick, though, lately. Like, she has not been feeling... She had to go to the vet because she had a double ear infection, and it was really tough to get her through that. We had to give her ear drops and stuff every day. It's never fun when your animals are sick. But yeah, she's a sweetie.
21. 7. 2TC. Have you ever heard about the game Perception?
The game I have heard of it. I'm still curious about the Five Nights at Freddy's game. If anybody knows how to access the blind mode once the main game gets pulled up, let me know, and I would be more than happy to do a stream of that on Halloween or something. So just let me know.
21. A. Magic power. My HP has had a good internal microphone. It died.
Ah, man, that sucks. I love when computers have good internal microphones and hate when they die.
21. 9. Coda Gray. I have a standard poodle as a guide dog.
Oh, you have a poodle! Oh, I love poodles! I love how fluffy they are. I'm an animal lover, so I love dogs and cats. I've never had a dog, but I love dogs anyway. I've thought about getting a guide dog before, but I don't know. I don't know if I should, because I want to be financially stable enough to take care of one, even though I have heard that some guide dog schools pay for them. I do like having a cane because I can just grab it whenever I need it and just go. You know, I don't have to get up out in the rain and the snow and everything. And again, that's just a personal opinion, you know. Having a dog certainly is not for everyone, but I can definitely see where it would have an advantage over a cane, because, you know, you get companionship, and the dog would be able to help you with certain things that a cane probably wouldn't. So, I don't know, I'm still leaving the option on the table.
21. 9. Magic power. I have 2 cats. I love that one of them will get mad if you hold it for too long, but do the thinking.
Aw, yeah. Yeah, some cats are finicky about that. I had a cat, we used to have a cat named Blaze. She was given to us as an 8th birthday present. It was so cute because we actually had 2 cats. One of them was named Dot and the other one was named Blaze. They were twins. And Mom and Dad brought them in this fur-covered basket, and they both had happy birthday ribbons around their necks. It was so cute. But Blaze was the ill-tempered one at times. Unfortunately, her sister Dot got hit by a car over one Christmas break, and the neighbors didn't tell us about it, and she was just never the same after Dot passed away. She would be she's the type of cat who you would be laying on the sofa next to, and while you were petting her, she would be purring and purring and purring, and then 30 seconds later, for no apparent reason, she would decide to attack your hand. So she was very persnickety. She wouldn't really let anyone go near her except my mom, but she would jump up on my bed occasionally and want to snuggle with me. But I don't know if she really liked me.
21. 9. Kevin Struska. Yeah, I've got a dog. A golden retriever Peyton, as you know. And a bearded dragon named Mushroom.
Oh, you have a bearded dragon? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Named after the... Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I had no idea you had a bearded dragon named Mushu. That's great. I always think of Mulan when I hear that name. That's one of my favorite Disney movies. I love Mulan.
21. 9. 1911-45. Have you ever considered applying for a guide dog?
Yeah, as I said before, I'm definitely keeping the option on the table, but I want to get one when I know that I am responsible enough to take care of an animal. I mean, I'm barely responsible enough to take care of myself now, so I definitely want to wait a bit before I consider applying for one. But I'm definitely leaving the option open in case I ever decide that, you know, I would want one.
21. 9. Magic power. I meant anything.
Anything as far as, like... Hang on, let me check through the message history. Sorry.
21. 9. Kevin Struck. 21. 9. Magic power. I have 2 cats. I love that one of them will get mad if you hold it for too long, but do the thinking.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
21. 9. Magic power. I meant anything. 21. 10. 2 TC. I don't have a dog, but I love dogs.
Aw.
21. 13. 2 TC. I always wanted to play perception when I was younger. Get to play as a blind girl that uses echolocation.
Oh, yes! I know which game you're...
Years ago.
Yeah, I know which game you're talking about, DUTC. I've looked into Perception, and the idea is good, but it honestly doesn't seem that accessible, which I think is kind of ironic considering the fact that it's supposed to depict a blind girl. I got so mad when I watched it because apparently whenever you beat your cane against something, there's a little flashing light that indicates where you're supposed to go. That is not how canes work. I'm sorry, but that is not how a cane works. But maybe that's just me reading too deeply into it. I was so disappointed because I really wanted to play it. I mean, maybe I still can play it. I don't know. If any of you guys know if you can play Perception or not, let me know. I'm always on the lookout for more games to stream.
21, 13, Agent Howard. Depending on which FNAF game you play, the game can be quite accessible from the start because the first game is simple.
Really? So, wait a minute. So I could play the first FNAF? If that's the case, heck, I've got a whole new series to stream. I might need some help getting a walkthrough on how to play as a blind person with accessibility features, but man, I would love to play that. Also, don't be surprised if while I'm playing you hear me jump about a foot in the air because, man, those jump scares really will get you. But don't worry, I'll laugh at myself afterwards, so it's fine.
21, 14, Christopher Thornhill. Hey love, how are you doing?
Hey there, Christopher, what's up? Thank you so much for joining us. We're doing a Q&A stream tonight.
21, 14, Christopher Thornhill. Hey love, how are you doing? Here's a new iOS game, Sortie Quest.
Oh, I've heard of Sortie Quest. I think that's what it is. I haven't really played it much, so I don't really know much about it, but it sounds cool. I remember seeing it on Applevis.
21, 16, Agent Howard. That game is the definition of evil after a while.
Oh, yeah. Wait, evil is in Code 7 evil? Or I don't even know if Code 7's evil. That's more creepy than anything else. That game will mess with your head. If you haven't seen the Code 7 streams, feel free to take a look at the playlist. There's a link to the game there.
21, 16, Christopher Thornhill. Hey, just heard something about Eurofly. They are going to have 5-year anniversary with a bunch of surprises.
Wait, they're having... Oh, this makes my day. This makes my day. Oh my gosh. So, are they going to release updates or something? I am going to be so mad if that game... Okay, that game better not be abandoned because I have logged way too many hours as a pilot. Oh, please tell me that game is not being abandoned.
21, 16, 2TC, reimagine. 21, 18, 2TC. I don't get why the FNAF 3 you need to have good eyes to know which camera the springtrap is, and in the FNAF 4 the only thing that really matters is the sound. It is completely different from the 3.
Yeah, though I think with Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and 4, I think that was supposed to be the point. I mean, each game is supposed to be unique as far as what sort of challenges you have to overcome. So I'm guessing that's what the developer was going for, which those games were huge hits. Though I gotta say, I really wish I've always wanted to play at least one FNAF game. Because I love this. I love how many ways the storyline goes with Five Nights at Freddy's. Because there's just so much into it, you know. There's so much involved in the plot line. It's amazing.
21, 18, Christopher Thornhill. Yes, I have seen Code 7 streams at my Stepman's and how creepy, and note there will be some updates. They also have 2 new clubhouse rooms for Eurofly.
Oh, okay. They have clubhouse rooms now. That's awesome. I'm not really. I'm kind of weary about going to things like Clubhouse. From what I heard, Clubhouse is sort of like Team Talk, in that there are, in that you can talk about things via audio and text and that sort of thing. I feel bad because a lot of the servers that I promised I would go on, I don't get to because I end up spending so much time on other servers. But I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
21, 18, Agent Howard. Evil is it worse than that?
Oh boy. That's, yeah. I want to play Perception, but again, I didn't think it was accessible, but I could be wrong. If it is, let me know. I'm always, like I said, I'm always looking for more things to stream. If you guys want to see anything specific, let me know.
Custom emojis.
Oh boy, man, this has been amazing so far. I love just giving people a chance to get to know me. Getting a chance to get to know you guys. It's great. I love it.
21:20 UTC. I love Code 7 since I watched Shelby play it. I will see if I can download it on my laptop.
Yeah, Code 7 is oof. I gotta have the 4th episode. It's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure I get on my friends' nerves because I'll imitate a lot of the characters in the game. I think the one that is I think the one that cracks my friends up the most is my Meta impression. If you guys really want to see me embarrass myself, you can ask me to do it, but it's kind of funny. Everybody laughs hysterically when I do my Meta impression. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I get on my friends' nerves a lot because I repeat lines from the game, and I'll always be checking the dev logs to see if there's any news or updates regarding Code 7. So I'm definitely on the hunt for episode 4. I really hope that comes out soon and that it hasn't been abandoned, like so many other great games out there. But the developers have stated in their log that they know for sure that it is not going to be abandoned. So I really, really have high hopes that it will come out soon. Although I don't mind that it's taking them so long. That's how you know whether something is a good game or not. The difference between a good game and a game that someone decided to code by just randomly picking up a computer and saying, "Oh, look, a computer, I can code stuff now," is that people will put time into it and they will gather feedback from a lot of the players, and they will continuously strive at getting updates released so that the game is more fun, more interesting. And that is not at all a slam on developers who try to make games accessible. You know, I have a deep respect for everybody who at least tries to code a game. What makes a game good versus bad is how willing you are to listen to player feedback and incorporate it into your games. And that, on the flip side, with a lot of players who play these games, I always get kind of angry and sad when I look at the audio games forums sometimes, because all of the criticism is mostly negative. I'm not saying all of it is, but a good deal of it is. And it's really a slap in the face for developers who have at least sat down, come up with ideas for their game, and at least tried to make it accessible. You know, there's not, as small as the market for accessible games is, there is definitely a market for it. So I am willing to try every game demo for an accessible game that comes out. You know, it's really good to give feedback, but you want to do it as constructive criticism. It's not just, "Oh wow, this game is terrible. Who developed this?" No. That's not my goal. Actually, one of the things that I've considered doing is working as an accessibility consultant for video gaming companies who produce mainstream games. If I could do that, I think if that was such a career, I would definitely love to do that, because I'm very passionate about video gaming. And that's the whole reason why I created this channel. I really want to share my passions with the world and, you know, play fun games for everybody to enjoy. So, yeah.
21:20 UTC. Code 7 soundtrack was stuck in my head for days.
Oh my gosh, I know. Okay, that song that's at the very beginning of episode 3, I played that on loop for about 5 days. I loved that song just because it was so mysterious, it was very ominous, and it foreshadowed a lot to come. And it didn't disappoint. There was a lot in that episode. I love when the soundtrack matches up with the emotions that the developers want you to feel. What exactly lies in store? That sort of thing.
21. Action hour. Have you played a dark room? Fun, annoying, and worth the money.
I have played a dark room. I kind of got bored with it after a while, though. I'm not, and this is just personal preference, but I'm not really a fan of things like, oh geez, what is that game called? Craft Clicker. I'm drawing a total blank. I can't remember what the name of that game is right now. But I just never was really a fan of games where you just had to grind to get things. And, I mean, okay, maybe certain games like that, but not really a whole lot of games that are like that, simply because that's just not a genre of game that has really appealed to me. I have not played Worth the Money yet.
21. Action hour. Have you played a dark room? Fun, annoying, and worth the money.
Fun and annoying? I can't say I've heard of those games. Is it sort of like a dark room?
23. Christopher Thornhill. That's why E3 is taking so long. A lot of coding involved.
Yeah, I can imagine. Man, the coding that they have to do for episode 4 is just insane. I can't even imagine. I've tried to learn coding, and I would love to learn coding, but it's like a lot of the concepts I sort of get, but it's just a matter of converting all of that into raw data to be put in the program, it's one of those things that I would love to learn, but I'm terrible at doing.
24. Cody Gray. I love that job. I certainly play enough sided video games.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of companies say that they want accessibility to be implemented, but like the company that produced Mortal Kombat 11, their accessibility was like leaps and bounds compared with a lot of other mainstream video games. I would love to have an accessibility consultant as my career, because I have so many big ideas for gaming. It's just a matter of writing that into a program where I get stuck. That, and also figuring out how I can turn my passion into a paycheck. I don't see how people YouTube as a full-time career. Especially with all the copyright stuff, because because YouTube is really terrible about taking down things that have copyright material in them. So it's like, how can you make money by doing things that involve copyright material? I don't know how people do it. I know I would like to do that as a full-time career, but again, it's one of those things that I don't know how you would go about doing that.
26. Action hour. Crafting Kingdom.
Yeah, Crafting Kingdom, thank you. I couldn't remember the name of that game.
27. Coda Gray. You have people talking loudly in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry, my door is open and there are some people downstairs, my parents, and I think they're watching TV. I apologize. I can go close the door if you guys want. I probably should have done that anyway, but I always try to keep my door open in case my mom or dad needs me for something. Because, yeah, I admit, I'm 25, I still live with my parents, and COVID is terrible. I know that's no excuse, but I'm looking for a job. I'm not just some lazy, good-for-nothing person who sits at home all day and does nothing. I really am looking for a job.
27. Do TC. Get Coda is just for Jerset people.
I didn't quite understand what that was supposed to say.
21. 27. Do TC. Get Coda is just for Jerset people. 21. 28. Christopher Thornhill. What strikes me is that they are in Phone game Super Liam.
I know. Liam Irvin is amazing. I'm subscribed to his channel. I've watched a lot of his content, and he does amazing videos. I really need to get some tutorials from him about how to do certain things, because he makes it look so easy, and he does it so much more professionally than I do. And I get that you have to start somewhere, but I realize that my streams are not always professional. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. I guess I'm just really harsh on myself sometimes. It's a character flaw, I guess.
21. 30. Invest in a pair of walkie-talkies. Keep one in your room when you are streaming and give one to your mom and dad.
I love that. Have a pair of walkie-talkies and keep. That's awesome. I love it. I guess that I could use my Echo Dot for that. My mom is kind of technologically challenged, though, and I mean, that's not a slam on my mom at all. I know there are some people who are, and it just gets really frustrating when they have to memorize how to do things and stuff.
Leona Tucker commented, are there any audio games that are free?
Are there any audio games that are free? Oh yeah, there's tons of them. Some of them are newer than others, but there are definitely some audio games out there that are free. My advice is to look at audiogames.net. Oh yeah, I know one reason my parents are talking so loud. It's because they're on the phone. So yeah, there are definitely a lot of audio games out there that are free. Some really good ones, actually. Some of them have been discontinued, unfortunately, like the Something Else games, which, oh my gosh, that cuts me to the heart because they were such good games. I actually have some theories in regards to the plot lines for the Something Else games. So I will definitely be posting a video with those theories in the near future. I also thought it would be cool to do some video reviews for audio dramas and stuff, like Jaws for Windows is a Murderer. If you haven't seen that before, it's a 2-hour video. If you are into torture scenes or violent scenes, it is not the video for you. But it's out there, and it's pretty good for what it is. I really like how well the story has been developed. So I might or might not do a review on Jaws for Windows is a Murderer. And if I do a review, there might be spoilers. Actually, I know there's going to be spoilers. So, if I ever do decide to do that review, if you're interested in the drama, watch that first, and then watch the review. So.
21, 30, Jay, and Jazz. Before COVID, what are you working?
Before COVID, I was actually a college student. I graduated last year in May, and it's kind of sad because a few days before I was supposed to graduate, my grandfather passed away. So it turns out that the day that I graduated was the day of my grandfather's funeral. And I told my parents, look, the fact that this is a virtual graduation, it doesn't matter to me as much anymore. Let Granddad's funeral be today. My graduation day will come later. So, yeah, that was a bad day, but
21, 30, 2TC. Christopher, you serious? 21, 31, 2TC. Whoa. 21, 31. Coda Gray. Well, some people get millions of views. Plus sites like Patreon and Subscribe Star gives membership benefits. Lastly, there are companies that sponsor creators as well.
So you're saying that with a lot of the YouTubers go to other companies for helping them to get millions of dollars? I don't know, I'm just a little confused about the whole process. I was reading about monetization with YouTube on the internet, and the whole thing was kind of confusing. And I know they're really terrible about people putting up copyright, so I was always... Since all of my videos finally, I kept getting claims from YouTube that, oh, this has copyright stuff in it, and then I finally just got too many of them to where it was like, okay, you know what, I'm just not gonna do this right now. So I ended up taking monetization off the channel.
21, 31. Agent I got an ear for music and even made my own.
Oh, nice. You make your own music? That's awesome.
21. 21. Coded red. Sorry, that wasn't meant to call you out. I'm 29 and live with my aunt. I'm a blind autistic, so I'm really sensitive to sound.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, yeah, that's gotta be tough. I used to have epilepsy when I was little, so sometimes loud sounds would freak me out too. Loud sounds and, I don't know, there was a lot of stuff that set me off.
21. 32. Christopher Thornhill. So is my stepmom, that technically challenged me, and my girlfriend had to tell him several times how to do something technical.
I love when I sort of act as the tech support person for my family. Sometimes they will ask me, "Hey Shelby, do you know how to do this?" And it's like, if I don't know how to do it, I will find the answer. Give me 3 minutes, and then I'll come up here and research it, and then come back 3 minutes later with, I figured it out. And so it's kind of fun to act as tech support. I don't complain at all. Just, I enjoy it.
21. 34. Coded red. What is your degree in?
So, for a degree, I actually have a degree in Spanish. That was my major. My other major was Child and Family Studies, and miraculously, I got a minor in computer science, but I'm pretty sure the only reason that happened was because my professor practically spoon-fed me everything I needed to know. I felt really, really dumb when it comes to computer classes.
21. 34. 2TC. I am sorry about it, Shelby.
Yeah, it was hard for a while. I was listening to a song from Lord of the Rings, and for whatever reason, that just set me off. Whenever I hear that song, I think of my granddad, just because the lyrics are so prominent to how he would want us to feel. You know, he wouldn't want my family to remember him as he was when he was sick and when he died. So he wants us to remember him as he was, and that's what we try to do.
21. 34. Christopher Thornhill. Do you love mods? We should all play Alter Eon. I'm weather level 13 warrior at level 7 druid.
Yeah, I've played Alter Eon. I think I got to level 8. I am pretty sure that my account has now been purged, just because I sort of got into it, but not really. Maybe I'll try it again at some point. Honestly, I'm too wrapped up in Cosmic Rage to focus on many other MUDs except maybe The Gathering. The Gathering is really awesome. I love that game.
21. 36. Coded red. With YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers to start memberships and donations.
Oh, yeah. See, that's another thing. I mean, I sort of understand it because it gives you an incentive to get more subscribers, but by that same token, it kind of limits you to what you can do, and it's like, yeah, sorry, you can't have this until you get this, which I think that's very limiting as far as YouTube goes. Because it's less that you can take advantage of, in my opinion.
21. 38. Coded red. Oh, inverted exclamation mark, soy to Paraguay.
Oh, eres de Paraguay? Muy bien. Muy interesante.
Custom emojis. Button.
I never really traveled outside of the US before. I guess it would be interesting, but there's not really a lot of the reasons why people travel out of state is to try things that are culturally different, and I don't want to say that I'm closed-minded, but I find it really hard to do certain things. And also a lot of the reasons that people travel out of the country is because of visual appeals, like the Seven Wonders of the World, the Eiffel Tower, that sort of thing. Although, one thing that I am really excited about is that I might be going to New York soon, and I might get to see Niagara Falls. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
21. 39. Coded red. Message retracted. retracted.
Ew, the message was retracted?
21, 39.
Oh.
Imagine Howard. I normally don't even play audio games. I'm a big Alexa game player though.
Oh, nice. I love playing games on my Echo Dot. I started playing this science fiction game. I think Liam Irvin played it in one of his streams, but the thing is, you would need a certain amount of what was called multi-gel for everything, and they were going to make you pay some money to get it each time you wanted to play, so I finally was just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore, and I stopped.
21, 38. Coda Gray. Oh, inverted exclamation mark. 21, 39. Agent Howard. I normally don't. 21, 39. Coda Gray. Message retracted. 21, 40. Do TC. I would like to play an audio game, but IDK where to find one.
Yeah, your best source for finding audio games is probably going to be audiogames.net. I don't really pay much attention to the other forums up there, except for the new releases room, but that's probably going to be your number one bet. I will say, though, apparently audiogames.net has recently had a spam attack. So they've had to limit or shut down some of the forums, primarily the registration one. So, but like I said, I don't really pay much attention to the forums up there unless I'm combing, looking for answers to a question that I have about a game. But it's good for what it is, and it has a pretty vast, comprehensive list of audio games and where to find them. So that would definitely be my first stop.
21, 40. Coda Gray. I speak Jabra more than straight Spanish though.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I know there's different dialects of Spanish, and there's a ton of languages that I've never heard of, but it's always interesting to meet someone who's from a different country. I enjoy it very much.
21, 40. Agent Howard. Night Manager and the Black Sword. 2 fun games if you like fighting.
Oh, okay, I think I have heard of Night Manager. The Black Sword is one that I have not heard of. Which platform is it for?
21, 41. Coda Gray. Ah yes. Pay-to-play games are stupid.
Yeah, pay-to-play games, I get really annoyed with those. I wouldn't even say annoyed, put off is more like it. I don't like pay-to-play games. It's like they require money in order to give you the full advantage of the game. Oh, if you want to play this level, you have to get this, and it's like, no, why would I do that? I think Escape Room is like that to some extent, but I'll make an exception for that because Escape the Room is amazing, and it poses new challenges for me. If the games are good, I'll pay for them. That's why whenever a new game comes out, I always try the demo first to see if it's something I'm going to like. If they don't have a game demo, I will go online and look for reviews and YouTube videos on it. But I'll try anything once.
21, 42. Do TC. I want to play that funny game you played. Lost in Blindness. In the game, the protagonist is not in the United States, I guess. Which country is he in?
Yeah, actually, the protagonist is from the United States. I believe he is from New York, I want to say. And he ends up traveling to Brazil to look at this Mayan pyramid. It's a pretty good game. I've gotten a lot of comments asking about another stream, so maybe I'll do another one. Also, one of the other games that I'm definitely going to redo is Legacy. For those of you who haven't heard it, it's an oldie but goodie. I'll definitely be redoing that at some point because there's some things that I missed and some things that I've figured out. So that'll definitely be on my list of things to do.
21, 42. Agent Howard.
Lady, what?
Custom emojis. Button. 21, 42. Agent Howard. Custom emojis. Button.
Wow, is it really almost 9:45? That's crazy.
21, 44.
Let's see.
Lady L. 21, 44. Do TC. Hands pressed together.
Okay. By the way, sorry if I don't get certain jokes or references. One thing that a lot of people don't realize about me is that I am very innocent for my age. I am 25, and this is no fault of my parents at all, but I have kind of lived a sheltered life, which, don't get me wrong, that is a good thing. But there are also references to mature content that I don't always get, and I tend to take things out of context, which I won't give any specific examples here, but there are times when people are talking about something that is totally different, and I won't realize that they're talking about something different, and then I will comment on it, and then I will get laughed at, which a lot of people say that my innocence is a breath of fresh air, but I mean, I always tell people that I'm a 5-year-old in a 25-year-old costume, and that I really am a child at heart. I still love toys. I have a whole box of them. I love to do everything that children like. That's probably why I get along so well with children, because I am one. So...
21:45. Coda Gray. I can understand Brazilian Portuguese decently well.
Oh yeah, so it's kind of funny, my, not funny, haha, but, funny, interesting. My jiu-jitsu trainer actually speaks, Portuguese as well. So it's been a very interesting challenge to learn from him. I really love learning from him because he really tries to communicate to me what he wants me to do and how I'm supposed to do things. But it's very interesting to meet people who can speak different languages. I remember when I was in 7th grade, I had this friend named Nicole, and she actually knew fluent Russian. So I always enjoyed hearing her speak to her parents and stuff like that. And I have another friend who was a college roommate of mine. Her name was Sophia, and she was absolutely amazing. I was so fascinated because she spoke perfect English, and then I would listen to her talk to her parents, and I would just sit there like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. And I realized that it's a cultural thing. They tend to teach multiple languages in different countries, and I'm not saying that they don't in this one, but here in the US, it's sometimes it's uncommon for people from the US to know multiple languages. I mean, that's slowly changing given the course of time, but it's It's interesting. I really enjoy hearing people speak in different languages and then trying to imitate the accents myself.
21:45. Agitar. It's for the echo. Didn't want to say the name.
Gotcha, yeah, I have that problem too. Whenever I refer to her, I always have to use the word echo dot. So I totally get it. I wish there was a way that you could program a way for her to understand whether or not you're calling her or not. I know you can change the wake word, and I probably could change it to something random, but, you know, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
21:46. Do TC. You are lucky. I can't do that. Coda.
Yeah.
21:47. Do TC. I mean, even my native language I can't understand so well. If someone is from UK, I won't understand so well what the person is saying. But United States English I can understand.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on the dialect, because even though the language remains the same, there are actually, we've had some lessons in Spanish class where we actually talked about different dialects of the same language that is spoken in different regions. And it's really interesting. It's kind of like when someone decides to use slang in the US. A lot of it depends on the colloquialism that is where you are, the language of the vernacular language of the region, that is. And even though the language is the same, there are a lot of dialects, which you could say that about here in the US. I mean, if you go down to Georgia, they have a very different way of accentuating phrases and things like that. So I love meeting people from different cultures who know different languages. It's very interesting to me.
21, 50, do TC. British English sounds strange to me. I prefer the American English.
Yeah, I like British accents, although I like European accents a lot. It's interesting to listen to, even though I can't understand it sometimes.
21, 50, Code Gray. Yeah, I cannot understand Mexican Spanish barely at all.
Yeah, Mexican Spanish is very different from the Spanish that's spoken in traditional Spain. So it really just depends on where you're from.
Custom emojis. Button.
Oh man, this Q&A is awesome. It's so great to actually sit down and just talk with you guys. I love this. I love getting to know you guys better. You know, it doesn't always have to be about the streams. You know, we can take time to get to know each other. And if you guys ever want to see another video like this where we just sit down and talk about life in general or things like that, by all means let me know. Because I'm all about getting to know the people that I stream with, not in a creepy way, but just as a, you know, as one friend gets to know another friend. That's the thing, in spite of how many viewers I have, I see them as a collective group, but I also know that every individual has different preferences, things they like to do, different backgrounds and walks of life. So it's very interesting to hear how it's like in other places versus here. You know, I tend to take a lot of things for granted, so it's always nice to, you know, think about and talk about how it is for other people in other places and, you know, sort of figure out who's behind the screen, so to speak. So this has been really enjoyable for me. I don't know if it has been for you guys, that remains to be seen, but I know it has been for me. I really enjoy getting to know you guys on a more personal level. So, yeah.
21, 51, Code Gray. I love British accents. My voice of custom emoji. 21, 51, Code Gray. I love British accents. My voiceover uses the British Siri voice.
Oh, nice. I really should play around more with the Siri voices. Those are fun.
Custom emojis. 21, 51, Code Gray. I love British accents.
Alright, so I want to, I guess sort of my last question is how you guys want to see me get better at doing the streams. Now, I understand that some of it has to do, a lot of the things that you're going to talk about has to do with background noises, that sort of thing. I realize that can be really frustrating, and I'll try to keep my door closed from now on when I do things like this. But sometimes it can be really hard when you don't live by yourself and you don't get to, you can't really, I mean, obviously I don't want to dictate anybody else's schedule or anything, and I certainly don't feel like mine is. But, yeah. There's definitely an advantage to living on your own versus with people. And that's not a slap in the face to any of my family or anything like that. I know I get on their nerves sometimes, because I'm one of those people who, since I love to sing, they've probably given me names like the Jukebox or the Songbird or I don't know, something like that. And one of the ways that I just deal with the world in general is just by singing. So I will get up at like 6 in the morning, and you know, whenever I'm in the shower, I will sing, and it drives my sister up the wall. So, sorry, Maddie.
21, 52, do TC. I love the British accent too. I started liking it since I started playing Subnautica.
Oh, I haven't played Subnautica. I actually haven't played that before. Is it accessible? I mean, maybe accessible isn't the right word. I guess playable would probably be more apropos here.
21:53 UTC, but I prefer the American one.
Oh yeah, the American. Yeah, yeah. I use the American on everything too. I did have my phone set to read in Spanish, but it became a problem when I needed to check important stuff, and I just wasn't fluent enough to where I had my phone speaking in Spanish.
21:54 Coda Gray. How accessible is Subnautica at UTC?
Subnautica? I haven't heard of that game. Man, all of you guys have such great ideas for games. Let me know if any of these are accessible, and I'll put it on the docket to stream.
Custom emojis. 21:54 Coda Gray. How accessible is Subnautica? Custom emojis.
Man, I hope they fix the YouTube chat soon. I hate having to go back to from my computer to my phone to read everything. Why did they have to change the YouTube interface? I don't get it. It was fine the way it was. Why, YouTube developers? Why would you do this to us? Why?
21:55 Coda Gray. I have my phone set to speak English, Spanish, and Japanese.
Oh, nice. Nice. Japanese is always that's an interesting language. I've heard about some of the cultural ideas in Japan, and it sounds really interesting to me.
Custom emojis. 21:55 Coda Gray. I have my phone.
Oh, man. I can't believe it's already the middle of June. No, it's not even that. It's more like the end of June. That's crazy. What are you guys doing for July 4th? Anything exciting? I know that some of you don't celebrate Independence Day, but those of you who are in the U.S., are you guys going to cook out, do fireworks? What are your plans? I know our neighbors came over today, and they were talking about this July 4th party that they were going to have. It sounds pretty fun. It's kind of sad. I'm kind of boring at parties. I tend to draw into my shell when I'm at parties, just because crowd overload and blaring music has never really been my way of having a good time. And, that's not a slam on anybody who enjoys parties. It's just not really my thing. I've always got put off by the sound of the music, or especially since me personally, I don't really care for a lot of modern music. I'm not really a contemporary sort of person. I'm kind of an old soul. I like a lot of older music. So yeah, I don't know. Newer music doesn't have the same sort of soul as a lot of, and that's not true for everything contemporary, but just for a lot of stuff. It's all about the money, how much can I make, that sort of thing. It's not like older music where it teaches you moral values and talks about real life experiences. That's what I love about music. I tend to be very judgmental when I hear a piece. I actually like to analyze the lyrics and see if what the lyrics are match up to how the music should be. For example, with love songs, I tend to think of love songs as being slower. I guess if it's trying to convey a passionate message, like Separate Ways, Worlds Apart, that one is by Journey. That one is kind of fast, which I don't mind because I guess it sort of conveys a sense of urgency to the listener. So I tend to be very analytic when it comes to a certain piece of music. I tend to judge not just the music and the beat and everything, but I also look at the lyrics and how they should affect the listener. That's what music is. It should come from the heart. It shouldn't just be about, putting words down on paper, putting a beat to it, tossing in a handful of cuss words, and boom, you've got yourself a piece. it should convey more than that, you know? And again, what I'm saying is just my personal opinion. I know not everybody might feel that way, because that's the thing. Music is like poetry. It can convey different meanings to different people, which I understand. Yeah, I'm kind of old-fashioned that way.
21:56. Coda Gray. YouTube is always a mess.
Yeah, YouTube, I don't know why YouTube was bought out by Google. I like Google for what it is, but I don't like the mess that they made with the design for YouTube. Some of it is okay, like the interface for the apps and stuff, that's fine, but on the creator side, it's just, the design is kind of a mess.
21:56. Magic Howard. I'm back. My parents like to hear my music, and so I show them so many.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
21:56. Coda Gray. I took Japanese in university.
Oh, nice. I don't know any Japanese, but I'm maybe at some point I will get Duolingo again and work with it.
21:56. 2TC. I dreamed about Subnautica today, but the dream wasn't about me playing Subnautica. The dream was about me in that endless sea with my secrets. I was so scared.
Oh, jeez, that's creepy. I've never even played Subnautica, and that sounds really creepy. Actually, I've heard of Markiplier playing Subnautica. I watch Markiplier a good deal, so I know he has a lot of fun stuff up there. Markiplier's really cool.
21:57. Magic Howard. Auto curling by set song.
Auto, yeah. Oh gosh, there's some really funny videos out there about how people's phones will be put on autocorrect, and it will substitute in a word that it thinks should be there versus the word that you actually want. There's some pretty good ones out there.
22:2TC. I agree with you, Shelby. Custom emojis. Button.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this has been amazing. It's already been about 2 hours, so I might get off in a little bit, but oh my gosh, I feel like I've learned so much from everybody about how they feel, what they think about different things. And if you guys ever want to see these Q&A sessions again, definitely let me know. If you guys have any questions about streaming, I know I've been getting a lot of comments from people about how I could, how you do things in OBS, and trust me, I don't claim to be an expert. There's a lot that I still don't know. I mean, I can't even get graphics to show up properly on screen. And I've searched around for a bunch of tutorials and stuff about how to do it. Although I feel like with graphics, it's kind of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, I feel really bad for the people who can actually see something other than light, and they want the benefit of those graphics, and I want to give them that. But on the other hand, it sort of authenticates the fact that, oh wow, this person actually is blind. They're not making this up. I can hear their screen reader and I can't see what's happening. And yet I can hear that they are doing things in the game. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. I do wish I could get them to display properly so that I could include everybody in the stream.
Chat message input. Custom 22:3. Code red. I can help you get your setting fixed if you want.
That would be really awesome. Maybe I can get you on Skype, Coda Gray. That would be awesome. I really appreciate it.
22:2. Agent Howard. If you like how descriptive Markiplier is, you might want to take a look at 8-Bit Ryan's channel.
Oh, I've heard of 8-Bit Ryan. I actually have a blind friend who watches. I actually have a blind friend who watches 8-Bit Ryan sometimes. Supposedly, it's really funny when he gets when he rages. It's really amusing to watch. I think one of the funniest videos I've ever seen Markiplier do is Markiplier not getting over it, and he is playing this getting over it game, and it is hysterical to watch, and I feel terrible for him, but at the same time, it's sort of amusing. Also, I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard of this channel, but one that is relatively new is called Gorilla's Playthrough. And it has a bunch of games up there that he literally describes everything. He reads all of the menus, and in visual games, he lets you know exactly what is going on. It's like watching a descriptive movie, and it's amazing. I love it. Y'all should definitely check it out. I'll put a link on my channel's page so you guys have it. It's amazing. I love it so much.
2. Action Power. If you like how descriptive mark 22. 2. Coda Gray. This has been fun. 22. Do TC. I agree with 22. 3. Coda Gray. I can help you get your 22. 5. Do TC. 2 hours already. So fast for me.
I know, the time flew by. I can't believe it's already been 2 hours. That's insane. I love this. I love doing this for y'all.
22. 5. Action Power. Oh, before I forget, have you played Space Wave Race? I am an absolute pro.
Huh, Space Wave Race. I think I've heard of it. I might or might not have watched a demo of it. But if you want, I can definitely check it out.
22. 5. Coda Gray. I listen to many different Let's Players. I play a lot of JRPGs.
JRPGs are fun. Oh, speaking of which, as soon as it comes out, I am going to not only show The Veil and Code 7 Episode 4, but I will also be streaming. I'll be doing demos for Sable. I've sort of played around with Sable because I'm a huge fan of fantasy games, and I'm way big into Lord of the Rings and that sort of thing. But yeah, I definitely want to mess around with Sable and see if I could create an RPG, which I'll show you guys how I make the maps, but I might not actually show some of the things that I want in the game for obvious reasons. And then if it ever gets this far, I've already had someone who has expressed interest in working with me on a fantasy RPG, so if it ever gets that far, I will play the game for you guys on stream, and we'll see how long it takes me to rage quit. I also thought about being a voice actor for a lot of games and books and stuff. I feel like I'm pretty good when it comes to imitating a supercomputer. I also read a lot of books out loud, so it gave me a lot of experience in really bringing certain characters to life. One stipulation that I feel sure would be rejected if I ever applied to a voice acting company is that I generally like to avoid cussing. I actually hate cussing because to me it just sounds, especially when every single sentence has a cuss word in it, it's like the point of the conversation is just lost on me. I hate cussing. And the only times I do it are the times that I don't mean to, or like if I'm super angry. I really try to avoid cussing.
22.7. Do TC. I always wanted to create an RPG game, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, supposedly you will be able to with Sable if it ever comes out. I'm not sure what the development progress of that is. It's been a while since I've seen any news about it, so I'm not really sure if it's abandoned or not. Hopefully not. It sounds like an awesome creation tool for fantasy RPGs. Not just fantasy, but you could possibly take it to other genres like horror. So if I could create a horror RPG, oh my gosh, that would be very interesting because I do like the horror genre. Not like torture scene horror genre, but just, you know, the unknown, the fear of the unknown.
22.7. Action Power. I make RPGs with shortcuts. Yeah, the iPhone app that is so underrated.
Oh, wait, hold the phone, not literally. You can make RPGs with shortcuts? I did not know this.
22. A. Do TC. You would be a great voice actor, Shelby.
Yeah, I would love to be a voice actor. I actually applied to, I put some samples of audio recordings on acx.com, which works with Amazon. and they have a lot of audiobooks up there, and they're looking for actors. So I put a few samples up there. I haven't heard anything yet, though.
22. A. Coda Gray. Oh yeah. That would limit your ability to voice act.
Yeah, that would definitely... Yeah, the fact that I don't like to cuss, that would definitely, yeah. That would bump me down in the ranks of candidates, but... I don't know.
22. A. Coda Gray. In video games and shows at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to... If I ever decided to be a voice actor, I would have to get over that. It's so sad, too, because I feel like the art of using language without cussing has become lost in today, and maybe that's just a generational thing. Like I said before, I really am sort of an old soul. I believe that things can be said without cuss words in them. I get that a lot of people use it for emphasis, but it just, I don't know, I feel like it takes away from the whole point of the conversation or the point that someone is trying to convey. So it's really sad that a lot of people have been prone to doing that nowadays, because in a lot of instances it's just not needed.
22. 9. Coda Gray. I'm the opposite. I can swear like a drunken sailor. Have a oops.
I don't judge people who do cuss. I'm just saying that it's not something that I personally enjoy. Not enjoy, but just something that I don't like doing.
22. 11. UTC. I don't care much about cussing.
Yeah, I don't, it's not really something I enjoy much of either. I can overlook it in video games when actually playing it, but when it comes to me saying it, it feels wrong somehow. And for those of you who don't know, I am very religious. I'm a Christian, so I am not perfect at all. Nobody is. But I do at least try to, I don't even know where I was going with that. Sorry, yeah.
12. Coda Gray. As an anthropology linguistic manager, I can tell you people always have a creative, crass ways of speaking.
Whoa, that is a mouthful to say.
22. 12. Coda Gray. As an anthropology linguistic manager.
Anthropology, linguistical... I've never heard of that. I mean, I know what anthropology and linguist mean, but what sort of, I guess, what do you do in that sort of career?
Custom emojis. Button.
But yeah, I do understand where you're coming from. There will always be some form of offensive sort of language.
22. 12. Coda Gray. As an anthropology Custom emojis. Button.
Man. I am probably not going to sleep for hours. I probably won't. I know what's going to happen too. I'm going to start yawning pretty soon, and then I'm going to lay down, and my brain's just going to be like, nope. And then I'm going to end up staying up until like 3 or 4 in the morning watching YouTube videos. Or playing games. Or reading books, because that's always how it works. What are some of y'all's favorite games to play? I'm a huge fan of Sudoku. Sorry, I said that wrong. I love Sudoku. It's fun.
22. 14. Coda Gray. I'm going to play video games all month.
Yeah, I kind of have to, it's kind of ironic, but I have to be up early because there's something going on in a game that I have to do. That's just sad. I genuinely feel like I'm addicted to audio games. But, When you're trying to look for a job and you don't really have much you can do at the moment, I don't know, audio games, I feel like they can teach you a lot of things. They can teach you how to multitask, spatial awareness, focus on different things that you might have to focus on in real life as far as orientation, mobility, multitasking. I feel like it can teach you in a lot of ways that you wouldn't be able to learn things as easily if you were doing something else. So I personally enjoy it.
2213. Coda Gray. Basically studying how languages have evolved over time.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So, a historian of language. I like that. Why does that sound like that would be a good name for a book? The historian of language. I don't know. I'm also something of a writer. I haven't written much lately, but I did come up with some ideas for stories. I just never had the patience or the time to put them down on paper.
2214. Coda Gray. I'm going to play video games all 2215. Do TC. I love playing Subnautica, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I love Mirror's Edge Catalyst a lot.
Man, all these games that I don't know, if any of these games are at least playable by the blind, let me know, and I will definitely play them for y'all.
2215. Coda Gray. Same here, but I play games for the sighted, even though myself is not.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with playing sighted games if you're blind. There's actually this online game that I like to play with my brother a lot when we were living together. Me and my brother really like to play Code Lyoko Monster Swarm. It's this online game that you play in a browser, and it's really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. And once I got the hang of what the sounds meant, it was actually relatively easy to play, but the interface wasn't really designed for the blind. It was, I don't think it was intentionally designed for the blind. And it's kind of hard to set it up. But once you get it set up, it's actually pretty interesting to... If I could pull up the interface and figure out how I could click on what I needed to click on to start the game, I think I would actually really enjoy streaming that for you guys. I might die a lot, but hey, I would enjoy streaming it.
2217. Do TC. My favorite horror games are FNAF, Outlast, Blair Witch, Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, I have heard of Blair Witch. I have not heard of the others. One thing that I really do kind of like is I can't play it, I don't think, because it's not accessible. But one game that I actually really do have interest in playing is Prey. I don't know if it's Prey 3 or Prey 2 or anything, but it sounds like a really interesting game, almost reminiscent of Code 7. I haven't watched the entire playthrough of it yet, but I have watched some things, and based on what I'm seeing, it looks really, really interesting to play. So if an accessible version of the game ever comes out, I would be more than happy to play it, because it sounds really cool.
2217. Coda Gray. I love Code Lyoko when it aired. Did you know it's French?
Wait, Code Lyoko is French? I thought it was Japanese. I thought that's where it originated. It was, I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong on my animes. Also, on a totally unrelated note, did you guys know that Sonic X is actually an anime? I didn't until I looked it up. But I love Sonic. I love anything Sonic. Sonic games are amazing. I was so sad they actually made an audio version of Sonic, and then when I got to the boss fight for the first level, I kept getting a fatal runtime error and I couldn't finish it. I was so upset about that. I love Sonic. That's my favorite superhero, Sonic.
2218. Do TC. And Perception would be in the list, but I have never played Perception.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some exploring on Perception, and if I find that it is playable by the blind, or at least where I can get past the menus, I will definitely play. If I can figure out whether or not it can be played by the blind. That would be ironic. A game that's supposed to simulate blindness can't be played by the blind. That's ironic.
22, 18. Code Gray. Gray is fascinating. I listened to a friend play it.
Yeah, I've heard some interesting things about it. I haven't watched much of it, and I haven't played it, but it sounds really cool.
22, 19. Code Gray. No, it's not anime. It's from France.
What? Oh, so it's not okay. I was always under the impression that it was an anime. Interesting. Very interesting.
22, 20. Code Gray. Oh my. The Sonic fandom is terrifying. Yes, Sonic is Japanese. Created by Sega.
Sonic. Oh yeah, I've heard some mixed reviews about Sonic fandom. I also heard there was I know we talked about this at one time. Apparently the new Sonic game is coming out pretty soon. I can't wait to see it. Sonic.exe, I've seen a lot of different versions of that game, and it looks pretty fun, actually. Not the whole demonic Sonic killer type fun, but just interesting as far as the challenges that you have to face. I don't know if I would ever play that one, but maybe. I don't know. Apparently all you have to do is run right and hope that you don't get a spike up your behind when you're running. It's kind of funny. I have Sonic on my Xbox. I'll play it for you guys if you want, but it might be really boring past the first level because I've never been able to get past the second level by myself. I always have to have someone helping me in order to get past it.
22, 20. Do TC. I love Sonic 2. My favorite game of Sonic is Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, the game that everyone hates. But I love this game. But I only played it when I was a little kid.
Hey, that's okay. I mean, as long as there are people who enjoy a game, why not play it? Not everybody's going to enjoy the same thing, and I respect that, as I'm sure all of you do too. So, yeah, I actually haven't played Sonic Unleashed. I've only played Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. My favorite, I don't know, Sonic 2 will always have a special place in my heart because we actually have a Sega Genesis, and when my brother and I were very little, actually when my brother and sister and I were very little, she was about 4 or 5, we were probably about 9 or 10. Actually, it might have even been earlier than that. All of us would sit around the TV together, and we would just spend hours playing Sonic as a family. My dad and my brother were amazing at it. They were so good. They could get past all the levels. My mom's favorite level in Sonic 2 was the casino level. Where you have to bop the Robotnik on the head with the paddles. I don't know. It's a really fun game. I love Sonic 2. And the soundtrack is amazing. I love the Sonic soundtrack. The soundtrack for Sonic 2. That will always hold a special place in my heart.
22, 21. Do TC. I am trying to beat Sonic. X Spirits of Hell, but I can't. It's just too hard for me.
Oh, yes. Sonic.exe Spirits of Heck is, I love the voice acting, though. Is there actually a way that all 3 characters could survive? I'm very curious because if you go back and play the Sonic.exe games, there is actually a way that you can make all 3 characters survive. So I'm very curious. I know I've seen some playthroughs of it, but I can't figure out what the best ending is because I can't figure out whether all of the characters survive or not. But I know there's a way that you can make all of them survive.
22, 23. Code Gray. Sonic Unleashed isn't that hated. Sonic 06 and Shadow the Hedgehog on the other hand.
Oh, yeah. Shadow the Hedgehog, I think I've only seen him in the TV show Sonic X, which is one of my favorite Sonic TV shows. I love Sonic X. I liked how he was portrayed in the TV show. His origin and his background was just really interesting. And I think it really, I loved how it sort of clashed with the original version of Sonic, but he was also slightly darker. I guess that's why he was called Shadow, and he was a bit more mysterious. Again, I'm guessing that that's why he was given the name. But now I can't say anything about the game, but in that particular TV show, I really like how they portrayed him. Tails too. I hate Tails in the video games, but I love him in the TV show. He's awesome in the TV show.
22, 23, Coda Gray. I am very envious. My family doesn't play video games. Frown.
Aw, that's sad. See, I feel the same way. I really wish that I could get my family interested in playing audio games and video games. And my brother, he definitely has an interest in video games, and I really enjoy playing with him. But I can also understand why it's not something that they get too interested in, simply because, with when it's an audio game and you can't see what's going on, you're forced to use other senses that you typically wouldn't use. So there's not really a whole lot of stimulus or stimuli, I guess, for your other primary sense. So it gets kind of boring after a while. It's kind of sad. I like watching movies and reading books and stuff, but it's kind of hard sometimes for all of us to find something to do together as a family. Unless it's like playing a game, watching a movie, that sort of thing. But it can be challenging if you're the only blind person in your family and you're the only one who has experience with audio games. And again, that's not a that's not a slam on anyone. It's just how it is,
22, 24, Coda Gray. City Escape and Live and Learn are my favorite.
I haven't played those. City Escape and
22, 24, Coda Gray. City Escape and Live and Learn are my
Live and Learn. I haven't played the. Oh, I have heard the song from Live and Learn though. It's really catchy. I really like it. Live and learn, riding on the edge of tomorrow. I love that song. I heard it on the BeatStar sound pack. It's really cool.
Custom emojis. Button.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe the time has flown by so quickly. This has been awesome. I loved hanging out with you guys and just getting the opportunity to just talk. I don't know if you guys did, but I certainly did. But I think I'm going to stop for tonight. My voice is kind of starting to get tired. So I think I'm going to go and get something to drink. But this was absolutely awesome. I really, really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys did too. If you guys ever have any questions for me about anything in general, please don't hesitate to ask. You don't even have to like the opinions that I give, because my dad has always told me that opinions are like armpits. Everybody has them and most of them stink. Which is true. Not everybody is going to like everybody else's opinion all the time, and that's fine. We would all be robots if we all agreed with each other and thought the same thing. But I do think it is interesting to have, friendly debates about things and talk about how we feel about certain things, why we like things, why we don't like things. And, I really think it gives us a chance to bond as a community and to just make our friendship stronger. I certainly consider each of you to be a friend of mine, even though I don't know you very well. But this has been amazing. I absolutely enjoy it, and I hope that everybody has a fantastic weekend. I might see some of you while playing online, and if that's the case, I look forward to it. All the wonderful opportunities for role play and stuff, I'm really excited about that. But if not, then I really hope to, I know some of you are game developers, so I look forward to playing some of your games in the future. And in the meantime, I hope that everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I might actually stream this weekend again. I'm not sure yet. I might stream 3D Velocity 2, I might not. I'm just not sure yet. I never really know what my schedule is from day to day. But if I have a chance, I definitely will.
22. Custom emojis. 22. 29.
So-
TC. Later. Coda.
So, in the meantime, I will see you all in the next video, and I can't wait to see how the channel grows and develops in the future. Until next time, everybody have a great weekend. See ya!
Audio mixer window. Volume properties. Mute volumes property sort visit settings studio start virtual camera.